Hello everyone and welcome back to E-Club. You know what? I was in a meeting yesterday and I noticed something interesting. There were people who barely spoke, and then there were others who commanded attention every time they opened their mouths. What made the difference? It wasn't their ideas, it was how they expressed them. Today, I want to share 5 phrases that will completely transform how you sound in meetings. So, picture this. You are sitting in a meeting, someone just shared an idea, and you want to add something valuable to it. Instead of just jumping in with, I think we should also, try saying, I would like to build on what Ritika just said. See the difference? You are not just adding your opinion, you are showing that you were actively listening and you value what others contribute. Let me give you a real example. Last week, my colleague mentioned our marketing strategy needed work. Instead of saying yes and we should do social media, I said, I'd like to build on what you just said about our marketing strategy. We could also consider social media partnerships. Suddenly, I wasn't just agreeing, I was collaborating. Now, here's something that happens to all of us. Someone explains something complex and you're not entirely sure you understood correctly. Most people either stay quiet or ask, what do you mean? But there's a much more professional way to handle this. Try, could you help me understand how this timeline aligns with your budget constraints? You are not admitting confusion. You are showing critical thinking. Start with, from my perspective. It's like saying, I respect that others might see this differently, but here's what I think. For instance, from my perspective, we might want to consider the customer feedback we received last quarter. Sometimes in meetings, you can see a better way to approach a problem, but you don't want to sound like you are criticizing the current plan. This is where, what if we approach this differently, becomes your best friend. It suggests innovation without pointing fingers. What if we approach this differently and started with a pilot program first? And finally, here's a phrase that instantly makes you sound leadership material. When discussions get scattered or complex, step in with, let me summarize what I'm hearing. This shows you are not just participating, you're organizing and clarifying. Let me summarize what I'm hearing. We need to increase sales by 20% while maintaining our quality standards. Now, I want you to imagine you are in a meeting about launching a new product. Your boss just said the timeline is tight, and your colleague mentioned budget concerns. How would you contribute using these phrases? Think about it for a moment. You could say, I'd like to build on what John mentioned about budget concerns. From my perspective, what if we approached this differently and started with a smaller test market? See how naturally these phrases flow together. The next time you are in a meeting, try just one of these phrases. I guarantee you'll notice how differently people respond to you. Which one resonates with you the most? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe because next week we are talking about something even more challenging. How to disagree without being disagreeable.